All right, what is up, football fans? It is that time of the week again. Sorry, it's a little bit late, but better late than never. I am Ace, and I'm joined as always by Webb, and this is Polar Opposites, episode 3.1, where we will be discussing the best offensive weapons for the 4 Northern Division teams. All right, Webb, how you doing today? You ready for your butt whooping?
Yeah, right, man. Check the polls, man. Check the numbers.
Check the numbers. Oh, my gosh. As he brings up, every episode that we release, we will put a poll out on Twitter that you can vote on. You can vote who won the debate in that episode, whether it be Ace or Webb. I don't know why you would choose Webb, but some people do. So, best offensive weapons for each Northern team.
All right.
What team you want to start with?
Let's go with Pittsburgh.
All right, let's go with Pittsburgh. Okay, let me scroll down my notes. Boom. Okay, what's up? Who you got?
My weapons are Matt Siebert for red zone, Devon Smith, and Trey Walker, man. I love Trey Walker. So,
well, who's your number one pick?
My number one, Devon Smith, man. Come on, he's gonna be the best running back in the league. He's playing for the running back coach. Come on, he's playing the most old school. Like it's gonna fit. And I know everyone talks about Garrett Groshek. Yeah, Groshek, but I think Devon Smith's going to be the guy at the end of the day. So, we talk about QB battles all the time. This team doesn't have a QB battle, but it's going to have a running back battle, and they only have 2 running backs, 2 pure halfbacks.
True, they only have 2 pure halfbacks, and Groshek is almost a glorified fullback.
Yeah.
In a lot of mock fantasy drafts I've seen, people have been taking him, and I don't really understand it, but hey, to each their own. My pick is also Devon Smith, but in the spirit of the show, I'm going to go with Brandon Mack, wide receiver.
He's huge, man.
He's huge.
He's huge. And that's why I went with Siebert, because I was like, he's 6'4", 6'5", 250. He's pretty good. So I think he's going to be like Heath Miller. I think he's going to be Heath Miller, actually. I think Matt Siebert's going to surprise a lot of people, so.
Well, I knew that you would go with Devon Smith, so I went with Brandon Mack. At 6'5", Mack is hard to cover by stature alone, but when you add his good speed and fantastic ball skills, he should be the go-to option for Loletta when the run slows down, because you know that they're going to pound that rock, but maybe they get stopped on the goal line, and who are they going to throw it up to? Maybe Matt Siebert, but probably Brandon Mack.
What about?
I think he's the red zone target.
How about Hunter Thedford, the other tight end? He's 6'6", man. So they've got some red zone targets, and they're going to play conventional. I really believe they're going to play conventional. So
they are going to play conventional, but I think that when you look at not just height, but pure athleticism, we love Matt Siebert. He was on the show. He's great, but I think Brandon Mack is literally tight end size with wide receiver attributes. The dude, he flips midair to catch the ball. He has fantastic hands. With the height, I think he's the guy. I think Kyle Loletta, probably already right now in training camp, he's like, this is the guy.
Well, he has to be, because outside of the tight ends, every single guy is 6'1" or smaller.
Well, so
there's no second option. A lot of these teams we're going to talk about, they've got a couple options that are 6'5". They've got big tight ends and one big wide receiver. Otherwise, it's all 5'11", 5'10". And that's the reason why I think Trey Walker is going to be the guy, because they are a small team, so they're going to use their smaller receivers. So he's electric. So he's one of my favorite receivers after studying him. So
okay,
we'll see. That team's the most interesting, because I don't know where they're going to go. So.
I don't necessarily know how they're going to play it either, but a team I do have a better idea of what they're going to do is the New Jersey Generals. Who is your guy?
My number one guy is Mike Weber.
All right.
Ohio State. He was a backup and running for 1,000 yards at Ohio State. He's no slouch. He's solid. And I also like Darius Shepard. So,
all right. Well, my guy is going to be Chris Platt out of Baylor. Friend of the show. I interviewed him. The only solo interview we've had. The dude was a 4x4 track athlete going into college.
Yep.
And he said he ran track because he was good at it, but he played football because he loved it. And he really did. Came back from a torn ACL and still ran a 4.40. The guy has much better hands than people give him credit for, because they just see speed and they think, oh, Devin Hester, great speed, can't catch. No, the guy has great hands. runs great routes, and an amazing work ethic. I think Chris Platt is going to come out and be the number one receiver. They took Kayvon Turpin, another Big 12 guy, another speedster, not as tall, and I just don't think is versatile.
Actually, he's my third, Kayvon Turpin. So we got to agree on there. Actually, I wrote down every single weapon, and they actually have the most.
They have a lot.
Which shocks me because, like, I don't think of them being the most explosive offense. Like, I thought they were close to West Coast, you know what I mean? But, like, they have the most running backs, tight ends, and wide receivers when you combine them all out of the entire league. So,
no, I agree. And with Mike Riley as their head coach, I mean, the dude's going to be taking shots downfield. He's going for high scoring. He didn't put as much into the defense. He got veterans because he just wants them to be able to slow down the other team's offense enough for them to outscore him.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. It reminds me of an old Vikings team that my dad used to root for in 1998, but I digress.
What do you got for Philly?
Oh, you want Philly?
Yeah, okay. Let's go Philly. I know this is your North team. You love Brian Scott, so
I freaking love Brian Scott. And you know who I think he's going to throw to and is going to be their offensive weapon? Take one guess.
Overton.
Maurice Alexander.
Yeah.
Maurice Alexander, the wide receiver out of FIU. He's fast, he's shifty, he's versatile. While being small, he sheds tackles like a running back, which comes in handy when he's returning punts and kickoffs, which adds to his repertoire and the reason that he's going to be a great weapon on that offense. I mean, the dude is absolutely electric. He's going to be so good. And people don't know his name. Little guy out of FIU, man, I always got to root for the little shorter guys. I'm all in on Maurice Alexander. Let's go.
Talk about height. This is the biggest team when it comes to their weapons.
Because they have Jeff Fisher as a coach, and they're going old school. He's like, I want jump balls.
Philly. We're talking Philly. Bart. This is Bart.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I was thinking
they've got 6 guys, I believe, that are 6'3" or taller.
Yeah.
They are absolutely.
Like, I did go with Maurice Alexander, but they have, Darnell Holland and Jordan Sewell, who both were on the Generals team, coached under Bart Andrus, thrown to and handed off to by Brian Scott. It was almost like Brian Scott drafted this team.
Well, you heard the podcast with number one show. You heard it today. Like, they were going for continuity more than anything. That
100%.
So.
And I think that says a lot because Bart Andrus has the most amount of alt football experience of any of these head coaches.
Yeah.
So I think that says a lot that he did that. And I think it's going to work really well. And I think as far as the North goes, they are the most dangerous team.
Yeah, I agree. My weapon, I thought you were going to go with Jordan Sewell, but I took DeAndre Overton, man.
Why'd you go with DeAndre Overton?
First of all, you see that? You
specifically wear that shirt for that?
No. I wear a lot of Clemson stuff. He played at Clemson. He was the third option all the time, but he still made big plays. He had 26 touchdowns in his college career. And he was never the number one. And Hunter Renfrow, Mike Williams. So, with Deshaun, he was the third option. And, I think he's going to fit perfectly because he's okay with being the third option and being a big play receiver. And with all these big guys, and they're going to be explosive, the third option might be the surprise pick. So that was just who I really thought you were going to Jordan Sewell. So he's probably my number one, but I'm going to stick with Overton.
I thought you were going with Darnell Holland because you said last week that all of your offensive weapons in the North were going to be running backs, and I
did lie to you. I had to change it up. I had to bring the smoke. But
oh my gosh! All right, Panthers. Who you got?
Panthers. Oh, the best tight end in the league, in my opinion.
Really, I love tight end heavy with you.
Oh, I'm a. If we can go double tight end and they can catch the ball and block and be explosive, almost like the Patriots back in the day with Hernandez and Gronk, I would run that offense all the time. I was doing that on NCAA football 2005, right? I always ran double tight ends, man.
But, oh my gosh!
But
so who's your guy?
Michael Pettway. He's 6'2". He's kind of got a receiver's body, so he's not really, but he could be that H-back kind of, lead blocker, that kind of stuff. I just think he's going to be electric in Jeff Fisher's offense, and Jeff Fisher doesn't. He usually relies on tight ends. So
Yeah, and I mean, I agree. The guy, I don't think he's exactly what you were describing. He was a wide receiver in
yeah,
college. If you look at his highlight tape that he put together, he put wide receiver. He did not put tight end.
yeah,
I think that when he probably during his pro day 40 time came out, wasn't as good as he wanted it to be, and he
yeah,
was like, "Ah, I'm a tight end. I don't know what
yeah,
you're talking about."
yeah. I got.
So I think he's going to be a sneaky good receiving tight end. I don't think he's going to be that great as a blocker or anything, but we're talking about offensive weapons and points, so I'll give it to you. But my guy is my guy, Reggie Corbin. I freaking love this man. He's out of IU, go fighting Illini. I grew up an Illini fan. I have an Illini golf bag. He was fast. He reminds me of another running back named Reggie. I can't think of who it was, but he is just so fun to watch. And I think he really does love the game. And maybe I'm just a homer because I know the guy, but I think he's going to be their back. Everybody thinks that it's going to be Stevie
Stevie.
Scott.
Yeah.
I think Reggie beats him. They are basically the same running back when you look at attributes, except Reggie runs a 4.46 and Stevie runs a 4.55.
I think they have the best running back room in the North. All three of
Eh,
them. Cameron Scarlett is pretty good too as your third option. So
no,
I think
yeah,
I
they're
think
the
they have
most
the best room.
well-rounded.
Yeah.
But as far as like best running backs in the North go, I would probably give it to the Stars.
Wow. All right.
But that is it for the Northern Weapons. You've
Yep.
been watching. Tell us who won. We will post this episode and then put up a poll. And if you vote for Webb, just know that I will cry manly tears. All right. Catch you guys next episode.
All right.